And that brought chills. I tell you what, watching Freddie Freeman playing his entire career in Atlanta, the home run to win the World Series, and then the first. How do you even throw him a strike if you're the Braves and first at bat he hit the home run against you? You can't let this guy beat you. Swish. Now you played. You came up with the Oakland A's, and then you went to the White Sox. Played with the Yankees. How was it going back to Oakland for the first time for you?
Yeah, it was. I mean, listen, I'm right there with you, Wiz, bro. I got goosebumps all over the place right there. I mean, he hit the nail on the head. Freddie Freeman will receive a hero's welcome. Everybody in Atlanta loves Freddie. For myself, listen, my probably most memorable comeback was when I came back to the New York Yankees, right, to play in Yankee Stadium after I signed my long contract with the Cleveland Indians. And it's kind of like a bittersweet moment because it brings back all these memories that you've had. But then again, you know that you have to go to work and do your job that night. So I know Freddie is in for it this weekend. He will receive all the love. Listen, man, I'm just interested to see how many tickets he's going to leave this weekend because you know it's going to be upwards of 100 plus. No doubt about it.
So when you went back to Oakland, nobody remembered who you were.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little different on that one, only because I was traded away at that moment. And so, listen, you don't really have a choice when you're traded away, but be able to go back to Oakland and see some of the people I haven't seen in a long time. Always great when you get to go back because, listen, man, that Atlanta stadium, Truist Park, I mean, that's like cheers for Freddie Freeman. He'll roll right back up in there. People will open up, give him hugs with open arms. It'll be great.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Another big series. So the biggest series of the weekend, we're going to talk about Yankees, Astros, two best teams in the American League. This could be a preview of the American League Championship. And this year, baseball, I think, made a great move. We always put little emphasis on a 162 game schedule. This year, there's more emphasis now. Of the three division winners, the top two division winners get a bye. They get to move on. They don't have to play that 3-game series. They move on. They are guaranteed a 5-game series where the next 4 teams are going to play a 3-game series. That's it. So it is so important. So both these teams, Yankees and Astros, need to keep winning. Big 4-game series, big pitching matchups in all of them. I think the Yankees could be favored in all 4 games. My model right now, Swish, has the Yankees winning 105 games, 14 games ahead of the Blue Jays. The Astros, 96 wins. They're going to finish 14 games ahead of the Angels. How do you see this series going this weekend?
Wow, just let me give you some numbers right here. We're talking about the 2 best teams in the American League. The Yankees have a 12-game lead. The Astros have a 10-game lead. Listen, I think this series is so important for the Houston Astros, and I'm going to tell you why. This is a 9-game stretch against the New York Yankees and the New York Mets. Listen, this is a huge moment right now for the Astros to see exactly what they might need come the trade deadline, right? If they need to get an arm, if they need to get another bat, right? Listen, let me give you some stats for the New York Yankees right now. This is like absolutely insane right now. They not only lead in batting war, they also lead in pitching war. They lead in runs scored as well as the least amount of runs given up. They lead in home runs hit and the least amount of home runs given up. I mean, listen, they are just doing everything right now at a crazy elite level. I'm also going to give you the stat right here. 14-game winning streak at home. Yankees are 8-2 over their last 10. Houston Astros not too shabby at 7-3. The matchups this weekend will be absolutely electric. Anytime the New York Yankees are playing at home, I always think they are a favorite. There's no other ballpark in the world that can add another player on the field like the fans can for the New York Yankees. Listen, I mean, in my mind right now, I think the Yankees are on pace to win 120 games. I know the model says something a little differently, but at the end of the day, man, listen, the Yankees are on fire. The Houston Astros are on fire right now. It's going to be a huge series in the Bronx. Can't wait to see it. But in my mind, I think the Yankees would be the favorite this weekend.
Yeah, Yankee through and through, 120 wins. Okay, that's a pretty tough battle. You still got
I'm just saying.
a tough division. Hey, the Blue Jays are still good, and the Red Sox are coming on. They're coming on. They want to make the playoffs. That's good. You're right. Those numbers are ridiculous. When you talk about the best WAR, pitching and hitting, and the most runs scored and the least run, wow, that is just ridiculous. Well, best pitching matchup is Verlander and Severino. That's going to be Friday night. Let's go to our best bet. Tonight's best bet of the night. I'm going to let you go first. Who do you have tonight?
Oh, man, last week wasn't exactly my best bets, but I'm coming back this week with a vengeance. And I'm sticking with my guys from the San Diego Padres, man. I'm going to go, hey, like my buddy Kevin says, hey, let's not overthink this a little bit, right? I'm going to go with Joe Musgrove and the San Diego Padres tonight. Musgrove is 8-0 with a 1.59 ERA, second best in the league to Tony Gonsolin. Listen, the San Diego Padres are 25-5 when they score 5+ runs. Listen, also on top of that, Bob Melvin is back. To be able to get that sort of energy back in the locker room, to bring the man back, that's absolutely humongous right now. The Phillies are only 17-17 on the road this year. And on the last 10, the Padres are 7-3. They've outscored their opponents by 24 runs. I think that is massive right now. Joe Musgrove on the hill against the Philadelphia Phillies in San Diego. Joe Musgrove and the Padres, that's who I'm going with tonight.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Believe me, that was my second pick. My top pick of the night is going to be a total. I'm going with Houston and the Yankees under 8 runs tonight. I know we got ridiculous bats in the lineup, but these two guys pitching tonight. Framber Valdez, 3% barrel rate. 3%, this guy's ridiculous. Wow, 2.78 ERA. You know, it's the curveball, 79 miles an hour off that 94-mile-an-hour fastball. He gets so many ground balls, you just can't barrel this guy up. Weak contact. And you know, Jameson Taillon has been just as good. Former number 2 pick was 5.4% barrel rate. But what's ridiculous, what he's done this year, best year ever as a pro, 1.1 walk per 9 innings. His command has been tremendous. And I think both these guys, and he's throwing 4 different pitches. To throw 4 pitches in that type of command, Taillon's been unhittable. So I think this is a pitcher's duel tonight. Another great series. We talked about Freddie Freeman going back to Atlanta. The Dodgers playing the Braves. Man, we could see this again. The Dodgers obviously still revenge losing that playoff series last year. Dodgers by model 98 wins, most of the National League, but only finishing 4 games out of the Padres. That's going to be a race down to the wire. Now, the Braves I have at 92 wins. That's 5 games behind the Mets. I have the Mets winning 97 games right now. Big series this weekend. Great pitching matchups. Urias versus Anderson, Haney versus Fried, and Gonsolin versus Strider. I want to talk about those two guys at the end.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Listen, I think the big story about this is Freddie Freeman is coming home. There will not be an empty seat in that ballpark. I can't wait to watch these games. I think the winner take all, that Sunday game, right? Tony Gonsolin, right? ERA, best in the league. I'm telling you what, to be able to have that guy on the mound Sunday for the Dodgers is absolutely huge. But look what Freddie Freeman has done. There hasn't been a season where this dude hasn't posted. He does it offensively. He does it defensively. He does it right on the field. He does it right off the field. Listen, I mean, you can go to the batting average, you can go to the home runs, but look at the RBI totals. Both of these guys know what to do with runners on base. OPS well above 800 for both of these guys right now. But I think at the end of the day, man, listen, I'm super excited to hear that first ovation when Freddie Freeman comes to the plate in the top of the first inning. Braves fans, give him what he deserves, man. To be able to bring back a World Series to Atlanta, that's all he wanted to do. I know he didn't want to move on to the Dodgers, but right now, to be where he's at right now, Atlanta Braves fans, give Freddie Freeman the love he deserves, y'all.
I'm glad you are. He's a great player, one of my favorites. Padres, you got the Padres tonight. This team has been ridiculous. Tied with the Dodgers right now for first. Doing it now without Tatis the entire year. And Machado's been out the last week. They lose a 3-game set in Colorado, but they come home. They win 3 straight against Arizona. They've been doing it with pitching, but they've also been doing it on the road. Best record in baseball on the road, 24-14. Plus 10.3 units if you're betting them every road game. That's number 1. How are these Padres doing it? I know it's Musgrove and Darvish, but what else do they have there in San Diego?
Yeah, right. Listen, I mean, the fact that they have been doing this all season long without Fernando Tatis Jr. in your lineup, I mean, come on. Nobody would have thought the Padres would be having the season that they're having right now without that stud at shortstop. Also, too, no Manny Machado as well. Another humongous loss. One of the better hitters in the National League right now. Listen, I said exactly what you said. They have to stay healthy. They are an extremely streaky squad right now. And if you look at their schedule moving forward, they got the Phillies for 4, which is going to be a tough series. Then you got to go to Arizona for 2, and then you have to go to the Los Angeles Dodgers for 3 more. So I think moving forward, this is a humongous trip for them right now. They have to stay healthy, and they have to continue to keep getting that great starting pitching. And being able to have somebody like Joe Musgrove on the mound to start it off, that's usually a pretty good feeling if you're somewhere in that rotation.
No doubt about it. But the best series this week, we're going to pick one series. We think one team's got the best chance to win that series. Every weekend we'll do that. I like the Cardinals over the Cubs, Swish. St. Louis, 5th best home record in baseball right now, 21-13. The Cubs are number 23 on the road, 13-18 record. And you look at the pitching matchups, Palente versus Hendricks tonight. Hendricks still just, right now at this stage of his career, he's a finesse righty. Those finesse righties don't go far. We got Michaelis over Alec Mills, who's back, and then Jack Flaherty, another guy, his 3rd start back versus Matt Swarmer. I like the Cardinals winning this series. Who do you have?
Wow, man, you remember last week I took the Braves over the Cubs and I got absolutely demolished last weekend. So I'm hoping that the Cardinals will bring it because the Cubs, baby, they'll come and get you. Where I have it, the best series of the week, man, I think it's got to be the Tampa Bay Rays at home against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Listen, the Tampa Bay Rays have lost the last 4 series they have played in. And you know why? Because Wander Franco has not been in the lineup since the end of May. There is one human being in that roster that has an OPS over 800, and that is G-Man Choi. They are 12th out of 15th in OPS and batting average in the American League. Without someone like a Wander Franco in your lineup, that makes it tough. Listen, I think for these guys right now, Pirates have a lot of excitement. O'Neal Cruz just came up. They've got all these young studs that are coming up, making a splash. They're feeling good about themselves, but the numbers don't lie. And to seal off the reason why I've got the Rays, they've got Shane McClanahan pitching Sunday at home. That guy right there, definitely going to be a win for the Rays.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Wander Franco may be back this weekend, which would be a big plus for the Rays. Hey, Swish, once again, thank you very much, and I appreciate you bringing the energy this week. Stay cool. I'll see you next week. We'll do this again next Thursday. Back to Jeremy St. Louis in the studio. Thanks, Swish.
Later, baby.
All right, thanks very much, guys. Time for the Capper and Swish. I play fantasy baseball. This week, producer Jack told me to go and grab shortstop O'Neal Cruz off the waiver wire, so I did. Called up by the Pirates this week. I mean, how excited are you about this kid?
Oh, my goodness gracious, bro. Listen, man, this kid runs hard. He throws hard. He hits hard. Right, listen, 31.5 feet per second on the speed. Listen, to put it in perspective, 30 feet per second is considered elite. He is a foot and a half better than elite. He threw it across the infield at 97 miles an hour. Come on. And he hit something, I think, 112.9. This guy's been in the league for 2 days and is already up with Mackenzie Gore as one of the favorites for the National League Rookie of the Year. But let's not just talk about O'Neal Cruz for the Buccos right now. Listen, you've got Blythe Madriz, who just came up, having a tremendous start to his career, as well as Jack Sawinski. So let's be honest, these guys right here, 3 home runs over Father's Day, they're feeling really, really good. My guy D. Shelton has to feel great about what's happening on that roster right now, because if you put those young studs and you mix them in with the core guys like Ke'Bryan Hayes, Brian Reynolds, David Bednar, I mean, listen, the future looks bright in Pittsburgh, and I'm just thinking about moving towards the end of the year. You don't want to be the team that's playing Pittsburgh with a week to go left in the season, and you need to clinch a division, because Pittsburgh will be playing. These young kids are coming up. They're bringing juice each and every night, and at the end of the day, listen, they're playing for the next day. It is an absolute showcase up there right now, and we're going to see what happens with the Pittsburgh Pirates. But in my mind, they are on the up and up.
Yeah, and Sawinski, what a great story he was. 3 home runs, including a walk-off on Father's Day with his dad in the stands. That's the stuff that dreams are made of. Okay, so don't look now, but I mean, the Pirates have 2 rookies in the Rookie of the Year conversation. Kenny, Cruz odds for Rookie of the Year are at plus 400. You heard Swish mention it. He's a co-leader with Mackenzie Gore after 3 games. And then you have Jack Sawinski at 14-1. What do you make of the odds for Cruz after just a few games this season, already tied with Mackenzie Gore, who's been doing it all season?
Like Swish, it's so exciting to see the tools that this kid has. It's just amazing. Be 6'7", shortstop, hits left-handed, runs like the wind, and has Sean Dunstan's arm at shortstop. You just put all the great players together, and you got O'Neill. It's fun to watch. I love it. But you know what? It's so much easier to be a pitcher than it is a hitter. You know, hitters are successful 3 out of 10 times. You're a Hall of Famer. So I'm going to side with a pitcher. I saw Spencer Strider's name up there. Look at this kid. He's throwing 100. He's a starting pitcher throwing 100. He's striking out close to 15 per 9. If he continues at this pace, Spencer Strider is going to win the National League Rookie of the Year. But yeah, O'Neill's going to be fun to watch. But wait till that first slump. That's when it starts to get tough. That's when you know what type of player you are. Can you get out of that first slump?
All right, so Kenny's playing the waiting game when it comes to O'Neill Cruz. The Wizard of Odds, Kenny White, World Series champion Nick Swisher, Swish, and the Wiz. Great stuff, gentlemen. We'll see you next week. Let's recap their picks for the weekend series to come. Starting with our Thursday best bet, Nick likes the Padres over the Phillies, and of course the Phillies have hit a bit of a skid. Since the managerial change, they were on fire, but now have lost 3 straight, and Kenny likes Houston and the Yankees to go under the 8. The best bet over the weekend, Nick says take Tampa Bay over O'Neill Cruz, Jack Sawinski, and the Pirates. Kenny says take the Cardinals over the Cubs.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.